I don't want to say it. They were wild days.
Pigeons?
No. Where were we at? Okay, snowboarding.
So I get a lot of guys a lot of people coming in, they've got an injury and they've been for scans and they adopt what they're told by the doctors for how long it's going to heal or how difficult or how complicated it is. And I think a lot of the time that compounds the problem. It doesn't necessarily have to be that way, but it becomes that way for them. I mean, and it still might be, but I just see that kind of nocebo play in a lot with people and they just adopt it as a belief system and that's the way it is from there on in. So kind of with that placebo, we've got to understand that we're also dealing with nocebos a lot and sometimes not to contract with those thoughts or with those ideals and actually find out for ourselves what the truth is for us a lot of the time.
Yeah, man, that drives me crazy when see if you read Mick Doohan, the bike racers book, he sheared off his finger, he broke his leg multiple times, he got back on the bike the next weekend. Anyway, his book is amazing. And then when you see someone who like, I've got some sort of pain and they're lying on the ground and that's it for them all day, it's no... the bastard inside of me is like, no, honestly, it's all in your mind. It feels like, surely you've got pain, but the nocebo, I guess you're talking about, it has taken over their minds. They think that that's it. The only thing that can fix me now is a whole bunch of painkillers and a whole bunch of this and that, and I'm going to be on my back for 3 days watching Netflix.
And there's sort of research to support this now. I do a thing with myself. I kind of been terming it conscious movement. And I did it years ago. First of all, I had a scruff with a mate over something, and we went pretty hard on each other, and we were pretty broken up. And I had a twisted ankle from it, and it was New Year's Eve a night or two later, and I was with some friends, and they're like, come out and party, and no, I can't. I've got a twisted ankle, and anyway, a couple of drinks down, and a flick of the wrist later, and I was up ready to party, and I danced on the beach all night, spun fire sticks. I got up the next morning, my ankle that was twisted was 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, and I just didn't understand why. I just danced all night on the sand with a sprained ankle. Like, this should be... Anyway, so this conscious movement that has kind of research behind it now suggests that, let's say for a sprained ankle, you start walking on it, you start walking and have your foot slightly to the side and you're limping. That limping and that splinting pattern is probably causing most of the pain and most of the problem.
So what do? You
actually have to start to force yourself just to walk normally.
Right.
Now, there's going to be certain times when you may have broken something or done something when that would not be advisable, right?
Yeah.
Totally.
Okay, can I cut
pause
there? Like if you were at that instant moment, you took 3 Nurofen, you can't feel the pain, and you're just walking on that same leg. Am I right?
Yep.
If you took the painkiller, you took the pain out of it through to some... If you could only be your own Nurofen, what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
You be your own Nurofen, you just walk through it, and my leg's actually fine. It's the pain that's stopping me from standing on the thing.
Yeah.
But the pain is there to stop you from...
Who says?
Yeah.
It's just it's just like a little thing, that like a torn tissue or some sort of thing that actually creates inflammation. It's not there to tell you anything. Rika.
Yeah.
Listen.
Am I hallucinating?
No, it's definitely there.
No, well,
But the power is
I don't think it's necessarily as easy as just kind of disbelieving and getting up and walking. Like, I'm using that example probably because I sprained the ankle again moving about 2 years ago, and within 24 hours, I wouldn't have been able to run.
Wouldn't it be funny if it was to the same song?
But I was
my foot.
But I was able to get up and actually, and I still had to move house. I still had to clean. I had jobs I had to do. I couldn't stop. So I literally needled, moxed, and just walked my foot back within 24 hours to the point where I was able to kind of, jump and kind of move around on my leg. Whereas... it should have been out of action for a week or so, up with ice on it at least before I was back on it. But by the next day, after like 24 hours and beyond, I was just normal.
But so do you have a medical degree?
No.
Did you study? Were you? What did you say you were doing? You were going to be an architect.
I came up to do architectural drafting, but I ended up dropping out. I just did a health degree, health science degree.
Did you get like A's in biology or something? Like, what I'm trying to get at is
what makes me say all these crazy claims.
No. Well, you know, you've busted your knee, you've busted your ankle, but you knew that it wasn't broken, whereas a lot of people probably won't. Like, I know my son has fallen off his skateboard and injured himself playing soccer, and like I don't know what kind of pain he's feeling, but he, you know, and it gets to the point where I end up taking him in for an X-ray, and I think he had a fractured wrist once.
When it comes to other people, like if someone walked into my clinic and said that, I'd say, go get scanned. Go get scanned. Yeah. But don't necessarily buy into it. Like, if you find there's nothing wrong, then you need to release yourself from the belief system that it's going to be a certain way, and there are ways to change this. But how do you know?
How like, if I'm in... I mean, obviously everyone's got different levels of what is it? Pain threshold. Yeah. And yeah.
And different levels of aversion to pain. Like, you know, some people may not be able to...
Yeah. But so for someone who is actually like really, really experiencing excruciating pain, how do they know if it's excruciating pain that's not a broken bone, or whether it's something they can... Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it would be really hard. Like,
well, didn't they have an accident to damage that bone? Didn't they have an accident to actually fracture or break that thing?
No, but I'm saying, like, just... Because what you're saying makes sense.
There's a clause I should put on here to basically say, if you're listening to me, don't go out and do something crazy if you hurt yourself, and just start to move. Like, it is...
I am.
Yeah, Rico's going. He's going to... Not a problem.
No, I think a lot of people have a good idea or a good understanding of what, you know, whether it's serious or not. But, like, I'm sure I don't know. You can't be sure, can you? Can't be absolutely sure.
Look, if you've done a traumatic injury and you're in that much excruciating pain, definitely go get a scan. Yeah. Like, it's a no-brainer. But I'm talking about people whose backs may repeatedly go out. You know, people whose shoulders have gone out. Okay. Like, if you know this is maybe not a traumatic injury you've just done. Yeah. But if it's something that you know that's repetitive and you deal with it, but when it happens, you're like, oh, my God, not this again. You know, this is going to take 6 months before there's probably better and more efficient ways to get yourself back on track than just relying on pills or you know. I'm even going to say external exercise. You know, normal weights and stuff like that. I think a lot of the Taijin, a lot of the movement culture and stuff now, getting the body to work connected kind of helps that neurological communication occur. So,
so what you did was actually extreme then.
Yeah, probably.
So when you bust your knee, you go to the doctor. But if it's just a like, oh, I've done my back again, or oh, there goes the hip again, kind of injury, then I
think I got the answer.
Yes.
Because I've been overweight, and then I've been very fit.
Yeah.
Like, you know, 5Ks every day fit and all that stuff. It wasn't till I got to that point in my life that I realised the bullshit. So picture if you've been overweight your entire life, and the only thing that can fix you is painkillers, and you actually haven't found the baseline of being, I'm great. I feel like I can hear, this is only me personally, and that's it, only me personally. I can hear my body so well now. I know when I'm fat, I'm blah, 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 and I haven't been surfing for 7 days. Next minute, back goes out. All I need to do is rebuild. I need to do this to get my mental state back into place. Is this and this and this? I think. Yeah. Is that wrong to say? No. You have to actually do that 20-minute sweat every day. What would you think, Nick? You know. Yeah. You have to find the baseline first.
Yes.
And then when it all starts falling apart, you go, oh man, if only I was back to being as fit as I was then and doing that. And everything is fixed. If you're doing repetitive exercise every day, your mind's fit. As a rule.
Yeah, your body gets fit.
You never find I don't know, it's an old saying. You never find an unhappy surfer. You don't find a fat... I'm only talking about surfing, but generally, except for those triathletes, they're always miserable. Cyclists, what's with them?
They're not miserable. They've got.
They are. I
they've got
work with
something
one.
up their-
Bloody cyclists.
Who's? Oh, Gary.
Gaza.
You felt how hard those seats are.
Yeah. Maybe that's it.
Yeah.
It's the lycra.
They
It has
lose
to
all
be
that
the
weight. No, I really think because I live in the Currumbin Creek Road. Cyclists. You need to investigate that, I reckon.
I think cyclists. There's a lot of anger with cyclists, isn't
Yeah,
there?
well, okay, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Anger directed at them every day. And I love them, don't get me wrong. You know, anyone doing it, exercise is good.
Yep.
But no doubt they every single day. Imagine that. Do you get called out in the park, Nick?
Sometimes.
Do you?
Sometimes.
Where do you do your stuff?
I'd actually love a T-shirt that says "Join in or fuck off."
That's good. That's a great shirt.
Yeah, look, you get a little bit of heckling, just mostly from younger, you know. Oh, Bruce Lee, come on, mate, show us your stuff.
You were going to show us your stuff too, weren't you? Later.
Maybe later, yeah.
Okay, yeah, after this very moment, yeah.
But yeah, not too much, but yeah, a little bit here and there. Yeah.
Yeah. So where do you train? In the...
Just in parks and places.
I
run a small class out of the clinic I work in Miami. So if you know Miami Flannery's.
Yep.
Yeah.
I work in the acupuncture clinic that's just behind there.
Oh,
and
okay.
I actually train out of there on Tuesday, Thursday nights. So.
Hey, what's Qigong?
Qigong?
Oh, is it Qigong? Is that a
Yeah, Qi. You'll actually see it. It's written different ways. CHI.
Oh, is that so? Because you've said Qigong tonight a few times.
Qigong?
Yeah.
Qigong, Qi is energy. Qi.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And Gong literally means work. So Qigong's Qi work.
Yeah.
Now, there's so many different forms of Qigong. And all of Tai Chi is a Qigong, whether you are fighting or whether you are doing it slow or
Okay.
you know, whether you're working with someone, you're doing Qigong, this Qi work. And it's kind of the way that you use the body. That different way I was talking about before, that internal way of moving the body, that kind of constitutes what Qigong is. So a lot of people do a lot of Qigong really easily, so it's just arms moving. But yeah, when you get that whole body action going in, it's quite a different effect. And you actually work up to a state the Chinese called Sung.
Yeah.
And Sung is often translated to be you don't feel the movement, but I think that kind of doesn't really work. So I prefer to translate it that you only feel movement. So when you're doing something at a desk, I can feel my hands moving separately to the rest of my body.
Yeah.
But when I'm in Sung, the whole body is doing any single movement. So there's no differentiation really between your legs and your hands. You're just moving and your whole body is part of that single movement.
Yeah.
So, and it's kind of in that way that that movement, that internal movement, starts to train your intention of where you want to put your energy and stuff. That idea of honing mind and body so it actually works together as one as opposed to having that separate kind of approach. So everything you do in Tai Chi is moving towards that one single movement or that one single thing happening. Yeah.
Let's take a break for 5 and we'll come back. And we're back. Rika was frightened. Put on a little. What do you call that display we just saw? What's the?
Well, that's Fa Jing. That's that explosive reaction that one of the things that Tai Chi is really trying to train people. You'll see it a lot when you Google it or when you YouTube it. Typically, it's done.
That's not Fa Jing with an X,
showy.
would it be?
No, it's Fajing.
Okay.
Jing, yeah. Or just, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going back to, like, before when... Because we asked you how you got into this, Tai Chi. And you explained, like, you met someone, that Welsh guy at SeaWorld, and, you know, you got into it. But why the Chinese medicine? Like, what got you into that? Why are you so intrigued with China?
Yeah, it's kind of
Why
funny.
not India?
I know. Actually... Yeah, it's quite interesting. I actually got into the acupuncture because after Tai Chi is actually based around striking at acupuncture points.
Oh, is it?
Okay. There's this term called DIMAC, and it basically translates to striking at the vital points. Now, in a real combative fighting situation, I know I keep returning this, in a ring, probably not necessarily going to be greatly effective. okay, and thinking of striking some exotic point